All right. It is a great day in South Florida. My name is Chris Igoe. Welcome to Living in South Florida. And today I'm super excited to create this particular content because I'm going to showcase an area where I grew up, really thrived and flourished when I was a young child. And so I'm super excited to showcase the neighborhood and a property that we have coming on the market soon. But before I get into that, I really need to address the main topic of concern right now, which is the Coral Springs housing market. If you're out there checking out headline news, if you're out there watching some of these content creators, that sun roof is not helpful. There is a lot of fear, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of bad information that's being disseminated that people are using to govern their decisions. And so having accurate information is critical. I am committed to creating the most comprehensive content that's out there in real time to showcase exactly what's happening in the housing market, to combat the misinformation that exists so that you can go out there, make the best decisions for yourself, for your family, and for your financial bottom line. Today, we're going to talk about the Coral Springs housing market, how things have shifted. Zillow is out there, Redfin is out there. They're both out there talking about how inventory has exploded, meaning the new homes that are for sale. The supply has exploded, that the demand has essentially evaporated. And national numbers confirm that. However, local numbers tell a different story. And so it's really important to have granularity with this information so that you know where you're at. And if you're thinking about buying a home here in Coral Springs or anywhere, either Broward or Palm Beach County, these market dynamics shift wildly. So I'm always committed to telling you the truth. If you find this content valuable, then please subscribe. I noticed about 90% of the people who are viewing the content have not subscribed. I would beg you and implore you, please subscribe. It means the world to me. It helps me go out there and create more content to better serve and support you so that you can get what you want. And if you really like the content, then please share it with a friend. All right, so let's start at the macro level and talk about what's happening in the market. As much as Zillow and Redfin and some of these other information providers are inaccurate, some of what they're saying has some truth to it. And the content creators that are out there that are trying to scare the bejesus out of you, please understand that's more for click and watch time than it is for actual actionable information. So let's start in Coral Springs because the market has absolutely shifted. You know, if you're thinking about buying, that's great news because it wasn't that long ago in Coral Springs. If you wanted to buy a home, best of luck to you, even with the most insane and aggressive contracts that we could write to get you what you want. In many instances, there was somebody else willing to do even more. So those dynamics have changed, right? The supply is such now that there's way more homes for sale, and the economy and the mortgage rates and everything else have changed in a way where it's not as easy or as affordable as it was in the recent past to purchase a home. So interest rates have gone higher. Inflation and the recession are continuing to escalate in spite of whatever Joe Biden says. The truth is, we are trending into a different economic climate that is probably not favorable for the consumer. Now, this isn't going to apply to everyone, but it applies to a lot of people. Nonetheless, Coral Springs July numbers are out, and they confirm everything that I said was going to happen over the last 6 months. The supply of inventory has exploded. There's been a 50% increase in homes for sale. The month's supply of inventory of homes for sale is up 80%. But to put that into real terms, it's 1.8 months of supply as of July. We're in August right now, so those numbers are going to continue to trend higher, and they're going to continue to be more beneficial if you're thinking about buying a home, because you'll have way more options, way less demand. And the home that we're about to pass right now, which I will pop in content for, is this home to my right. This is an incredible home in Cypress Run. In Cypress Run, there are only 8 homes for sale right now. And many of those homes that are for sale have been overpriced. They've sat on the market for a long time. There are 90,000 agents in Broward and Palm Beach County. And of those 90,000 agents, only 1,000 do 10 deals or more a year. Many of them do not have a clue as to how to market or price a home the right way. Now, irrespective of market conditions, whether it's an extreme buyer's market or an extreme seller's market, it's always a good market for someone. And if you're working with the right real estate professional, they will know how to price your home to create a market within a market to ensure that you find the one buyer on planet Earth willing to pay more than anybody else. And we have a track record of doing that. So if we can help with that, please reach out. We would love to. Now, I'm going to continue to drive around this neighborhood of Cypress Run and showcase some of what the neighborhood looks like and also showcase some of the things that are around here. Coral Springs is an excellent place to live. Now, I alluded to the fact that I used to live here. When I first moved here from New Jersey, we lived in Fort Lauderdale. From there, we moved to Coral Springs. We moved to Coral Springs because it was the hot spot to be. Now, I recognize this is a long time ago, but the main draw for living in Coral Springs, and it's still the main draw today, is that this is an incredibly family-friendly place to live. There are tons of parks. They, at the time, had the best schools around. Every school was a national school of excellence. That's not the case today. They're not all national schools of excellence, but relative to other places, they are still very good schools. And buyers are buying. People want to live here. In fact, these are July numbers I'm talking about right now. The average sales price was up 28% for July. And I will tell you that's a misleading number because a lot of those sales were done when financing rates were more attractive. Now, I know we had a big spike in interest rates. I know they came back down. And relative to historical norms, we are still in a very attractive financing rate. So it is still very affordable to buy a home. But if you were banking on 2% or 3% and now it's 5.5% or 6%, that's a big increase. So the buyer pool has absolutely started to diminish. But inventory, again, in Cypress Run right now, there's no HOA. Give you a lot of latitude in terms of what you can do with your house because there is no HOA. There are no HOA fees. You can have a boat and things like that. However, the Coral Springs municipality is very stringent. Actually, friends with the chief of police here. They do a very good job of code enforcement. So Coral Springs, well, Cypress Run, there is no HOA, but the city is going to be very stringent and very strict in terms of code enforcement. So you can't go out there and violate those policies, but they do give you a lot of latitude in terms of what you can do. And that is a benefit to living here. But let's drill a little bit deeper here into Cypress Run inventory, and then I'll go back to Coral Springs inventory overall so that you understand what the housing market is and you don't get caught up in the misinformation that's out there. So right now within Cypress Run, which is a massive community, there are 7 homes for sale. And the highest sales price within Cypress Run is $860,000. Currently on the market, the homes for sale range from $998 all the way down to $665. Now the home that I'm going to highlight and you will see video for, we're pricing that at $799. The cool thing about Coral Springs and what you'll notice, especially if you look at some of the playlists and look at some of the other communities that are in Palm Beach, you're going to notice there's a lot more green space. There's a lot more land. Check out this guy skateboarding. You got a ton of people out here that are very friendly, very neighborly, and they're all looking to max out South Florida living to the fullest. The cool thing about Coral Springs is its location. It's bordered to the west by the Everglades and to the east by the ocean. So we are roughly 15 minutes to the beach, right? There are all kinds of different parks and activities and schools that exist within this area, which are all great and very family oriented. You can see you got a sheriff right here, the sheriff. You got a lot of police that live in this area. You can see how nice these homes are. You can see the curb appeal. I love the fact that this is not a gated community. In Coral Springs, there are a lot of gated communities and there are a lot of HOAs, but this is an older section of Coral Springs. It was developed in the early 80s. Most of these homes, if not all of these homes, have been upgraded, updated, improved, and reflect the modern trends. And the home that I'm going to showcase in this video is no different. It has been upgraded, it has been improved, it has been made to be wide open. So when you walk in, it's big, it's open, it's bright, it's got a great pool, got a great lake view, got a huge circular driveway. And that's one of the things that I love about Coral Springs. A lot of these homes have big circular driveways. Well, out where I live in Boynton Beach, They don't have that as much. Not that they don't have it, it's just you're going to pay a healthy premium to have that more land. But look at the size of these yards, right? This is a great place to live. Now, in terms of market dynamics in July, because I want you to understand what they are, supplies exploded. Closed sales are down 43%. Pending sales are down 36%. And what you'll see, and I'll showcase in there, is there are a ton of homes that are for sale right now that are radically overpriced. In fact, I saw an article recently, which I'll also include in here, that says listing prices are dropping like blue light specials. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know what a blue light special is, but I do know what a green light special is. So I'm not interested in any blue light specials, but I am interested in getting you a green light special. And a green light special to me is, if you're selling, I get you the most money possible. And if you're buying, I negotiate the best deal possible so that you got more green. Because that's what it's all about, getting you your dream home, your dream lifestyle, and either saving you money or maxing out the most money that the market will bear. All right, but that's enough about the housing data. Let's get into Coral Springs and why it's such a great place to live. As I mentioned, it's a small, family-friendly city. It's 20 miles, approximately 20 miles northwest of Fort Lauderdale. So if you live here and you need to commute to Fort Lauderdale, it's a straight shot. But it's a great location. So if you need, and look at this guy out here cutting his own lawn, got his shirt off, maxing out South Florida living. The weather, it's 93 degrees out. It's about as hot as you could possibly want it to be. But you're going to see lots of people outside riding bikes, taking walks, enjoying the parks, enjoying the beach. This is a great place to live. Now, again, if you need to commute, you are connected. So you've got the Sawgrass Expressway, you got the Turnpike, you've got I-95, and that will take you really anywhere you need to go. So Fort Lauderdale, ballpark figure, is about 30 minutes away. West Palm, ballpark figure, same thing. If you need to get down to Miami, you want to check out South Beach, you need to get to an international airport. Miami, it's going to take you about an hour, but it's not too bad of a commute. And the job market in Coral Springs is pretty robust too. So there are all kinds of different options for you, no matter what it is that you want. And what do most people want? They want to ensure they can max out South Florida living to the fullest. And more importantly, their kids have every opportunity to go out there and thrive and be happy. So one of the cool things about Coral Springs is the fact that now it's fully developed, right? So most of these communities are going to be older and more established, very welcoming, very friendly, but there are all kinds of things to do that didn't exist when I was here. So when I was here, the parks, the sports leagues, they were robust, right? You've got Mullins Park, which has every conceivable sports league: soccer, football, cheerleading, baseball, anything that you could possibly want. And they are incredibly fun, well-organized, family-oriented activities, and typically the whole family gets involved. Across the street is Eagle Trace, which used to host the Honda Classic way back in the day, and that's also a great place to live. But you've got all kinds of things. You've got the sports complex, you've got the aquatic center, you've got Cypress Park, you've got Mullins Park, all of which are very close. You've got proximity to any highway. If you want to commute or you need to travel, it is really easy to do that. Separate to that, on University Drive, you've got the walk. You've got every possible thing you could ever want to have. All kinds of shops, restaurants, tail. You've got the Coral Square Mall, which is very close. You've got Whole Foods, you've got Trader Joe's, you've got every kind of gym you'd ever want to work out at. You really have the opportunity to do whatever it is that you enjoy because there are so many options. Tennis, golf, swimming, you name it, they've got it. The schools are incredible. It's a great place to live. I can't believe that I forgot one of the most relevant pieces of information in that entire video that I just shot. So I'm driving back to my office, but I want to ensure that you are aware of this. The home that we listed for sale is priced to sell. There are 7 homes that are for sale right now within Cypress Run. Several of them are radically overpriced. They've been sitting on the market forever. They are never going to sell, but we've priced this in a way to ensure that it will sell fast. Our seller will get what they want, and the consumer, the buyer, you hopefully will get your dream home and dream lifestyle at a fair price. So It's not too late to get involved. If you're interested in seeing the property, reach out immediately and we will get it done. And let's continue on with our video. So if you're even thinking about moving to Coral Springs or anywhere in South Florida, you've got to give me a call, text, DM, send a carrier pigeon, a smoke signal, by any means necessary, because we've got your back when it comes to moving to or living in South Florida. Now, if you would, please check out my next video because I think you're going to love it a lot. And if you're thinking about buying, please click the link for our buyer's guide. If you're thinking about selling, then please click the link for our seller's guide. Both of those will be linked into the video, also down below in the write-up and in the comments section. So if any of those things are of value to you, please feel free to opt in. You'll get the information. We'll reach out, we'll connect, we'll help serve and support you at the highest level. Separate to that, if you're unfamiliar with this area completely and you want to know about any city in South Florida, then please opt in for our city/relocation guide. It will tell you everything that you must know about every city in South Florida. So check out this next video, and until next time,